everything wrong, everything wrong. My life is raw, my life is raw. Give me a bag, roll up some weed, only do raw. I don't do the gun, no, no. Come sit by the bar, no, no. Not in the hood, I'm out the way, smoke on the road. Yeah, yeah, everything wrong.
I ain't even tell you though.
My life is raw, my life is raw. Give me a bag, roll up some weed.
Last show, last week.
And you told me that.
No, I'm capping. I had one beer, Ribcage. So I've had one beer since last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. That's good.
So what you cutting back or what?
Yeah, I'm not drinking no beer. Well, I keep saying I'm not drinking no beer. I'm cutting back on my beer intake because you know what I'm saying. We getting to that age, and I've been hitting the gym, but it's like this part right here, man. Like the women, they call it the fupa.
They do. Yeah,
but what we call it, like, cause this is right above,
it's the lower abs, though.
Yeah, just the lower abs.
I know. I'm with you.
That's
why you seen the exercise ring every day.
And you know what? I don't listen. This nigga gets on my nerves. First off, this nigga. First off, me and this nigga right here.
First off, you talking about the walking?
Well, not even just that. That is part of it, but the whole me and him, we share what do you call it? The fitness that whatever that app is. Me and him share. You know what I'm saying? We share that app. Kind of like Fitbit. How I had that Fitbit just on the Apple Watch. He even told me when I had my Fitbit, like I got the Apple Watch, and I ain't got the Apple Watch yet. You know what I'm saying? But
so you busting
me and him can see each other's activity
right throughout the day. Like it. So when he first came down, they told me like, yeah, I got a little alert say, yeah, Regis closed all 3 rings. So you got a movement ring, the exercise ring, and the standing.
Yeah. So we see each other's shit every day.
Each other's movements and shit like that.
It's a little weird, but
no, it's really not though. Because like he said, it's like
it sound weird.
Well,
we see each other's movements every day.
No, not like that. But
right now, literally not visuals, nigga. I see this nigga literally walking. Yeah.
No, I mean even
we don't see that, but
even the
his numbers,
even the data
pop up.
Even the data is a little
because we shared.
So like you said, it's like that Fitbit challenge. So like you get a bunch of people and it's like a challenge. Yeah. So it's like, all right, who working out the most and shit like that. So it might be like I've heard of situations where people do like an award at the cash reward at the end. Like, all right, we doing the challenge, the 7-day challenge, and whoever get the most steps in at the end of the challenge.
I mean, I see how the
because it was like that with the Fitbit. Now, like I said, I had a few people that would throw the challenges out on the Fitbit, not just like for real dog. I'm like, what is But this nigga, it be motivating though, man. For real. I'm like, this nigga get on my nerves.
You got body goals? What's your body goals?
Shit, right now they just lose.
How much?
Like 20 pounds, bro.
You trying to lose 20?
Yeah, real talk. Cause I was about a year and a half ago. I was where I wanted to be, like 195, 193, somewhere up in there. Nigga.
What you at right now?
Like 217.
What's your heaviest you been at?
230.
Damn, when was you 236?
A few years ago. I got a picture at the house, bro.
You was 236.
No lie.
My nigga got fat.
My nigga, listen, I was at Benihana's, bro.
I
was sitting at Benihana's. I had a New York Giants hat on, and I look at that picture like, nigga, I look like I was about to die.
Oh shit, man! I'm glad you came around. Is that when you stopped? When you got on your diet?
Yeah. I went vegan shortly after that, and I dropped all that shit. Like I got down, for real. Like I got down to the 180s. That's the lightest I had been since probably like high school, for real.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
But moral of the story is, because we're going to move on from the body shit. We ain't talking about the body's too long. Get your shit together, especially if you're getting old.
Health is
like
wealth.
Us. Health is definitely wealth. Get your body together. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That's how we do that. Really? Hey, remember I told you about, and we aren't going to stay on this long either. I just want to mention. Remember I told you about my daughter had a friend, a little boy that's about 6'4", 6'3", just big, tall. Dude.
I do.
Remember I told you?
No, you didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you that, but we talked about it on the show. Whatever. Turns out now that's her boyfriend.
Ooh.
My daughter got a boyfriend now, man.
Yeah, that's.
But it's like,
what you?
I'm working through a whole new phase of life right now, and it's like, damn, I was really dealing with these emotions the other day. Like, oh my god, this shit feels so awkward right now. Like, I really was like, I had a knot in my throat, like thinking about, like, oh my God, my daughter is getting to that point.
How
Like,
old is
she's
she?
there now, 14. She's in 8th grade, so she'll be actually a freshman this year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand, it's that time, I get it.
Right.
But it's, like, it's still an
As a man,
adjustment.
though,
When
I
we talk
get it.
about it,
Trust
adjust
me.
and adapt.
I get it, dog.
Yeah, so it's like, I just have to be like, all right.
So
Now I'm getting to the point where it's like, all right, I gotta like remember everything that I said I was gonna do when raising my daughter. Like when she was little, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna give her the game. When the time she did say, now I'm at that point. It's like, damn, I wish I could go backwards, but I can't. So now it's like you getting to that point where in 4 years she's gonna be an adult.
right.
So it's really time to like pour all the way in. Give her all the knowledge.
Definitely.
The only regret I would have is if I didn't give her a bit of information or knowledge that I had. So I'm trying to basically pour all in, starting now.
Oh.
And it's like, this is just... So y'all pray for me out there. If y'all fuck with the J-Mac show, man, send up prayers, bro. Send them up.
Our daughters are the same age. Like my daughter's
Yeah.
going to high school too.
I keep forgetting.
I'm not in that boat with these niggas. I'm
Yeah,
in
like
my
that
own
shit
boat.
just fucking me up, man, because
I
I don't
know
even want to
nothing
think about
that
that shit.
I'm not even
You know what?
thinking about
And
that
that's
right
the
now.
same boat I'm in.
Yeah, like
So you should just be paying attention to what we dealing with because you can't.
I mean, yeah, I know.
You gotta
what's
basically
No.
gotta go through it, and it's a real
But-
thing.
but, you
because
know-
the boys is
I
different
get
than the girls, and you know it's not
Right.
the same treatment. And at the same time, I'm schooling my daughter. I gotta raise my son to be a fucking man and make him understand what it takes to be a man, and get him out of his little bullshit stage that he in. You know what I'm saying? Niggas lying and not telling the truth about.
Yeah.
Just like today, because he on punishment right now. Look, we gonna move past, but it's some real shit right now. Well, I had to tell him, like, man, look, what it means to be a man is to, like, own up to what you do. If you gonna do something, that's some, I told him, I'm like, that's some punk ass shit. That's
That
some
was a
hoe
very
ass
good
shit.
one.
If you do not own up to what your actions are, what you decide to do, what you decide to say,
Right.
when push come to shove, when it's on you, you the type of nigga that'll snitch. I told him that. I'm like, he like, no, I wouldn't. Yes, you would.
He said, no, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would, because every time I come to you, what happened here? Who did this? You always point to somebody else.
Never. Yeah. Never.
was
You don't
him.
never own
It
up
was
to the
him,
things that
Judge.
you actually do. So if I come to you every time and there's nothing that you can ever fess up to or own up to, and like, yeah, I did that, my bad. That means you're equivalent to what we would call a snitch. I'm like, nobody's gonna want to hang with nobody like you. You don't
hit him with
stand
that?
on your, you don't stand on your two. Hell yeah, I hit him with that.
Yeah, what he-
As he's doing push-ups
I was about to say, what is he
for his
saying?
punishment.
What is he doing?
You know what I'm saying? But when it's
what's
time to have man talk, though.
See, that's why your son look like he do.
It's time to have man talk.
That he just sound like a nigga like on some Bruce Leroy shit. I told him that this nigga got abs and shit.
Will you stop,
It's easy to have ass when you skinny.
Man, no.
Yeah, like,
It's easy to have ass when you skinny.
skinny nigga, you can't.
He be walking around the house with his little
He's
shirt
always
off
getting in
and
trouble
shit,
and
his
shit.
little
Tongue
frail
up, little
ass.
dog.
No, he gets because he stay in trouble. So this nigga got him working out and shit.
Hey, I do remember when I pulled up the one time and the nigga was he had to hit the you had to pull up there.
Yeah.
And he was hitting them pull ups. He had a few of them.
Yeah, that nigga did like fucking. I don't even remember. I just know he was walking through that bitch like he was a bad little motherfucker.
Today,
he
as
was
I'm
walking
talking
like
to
that.
him,
That's
today,
funny.
he did 5 sets of 11 push-ups.
That's good. That's good.
He got five.
That's
That's
good.
not bad. I'm like,
They
you
need
did
to do
55 push-ups. So I actually, you know, I congratulate him at the end, but you still on punishment, and this shit is still gonna continue. All right, so this is what we're finna get into. The jaw hit. I got a couple news things that I jot down. I've been wanting to get to some news shit, but it really ain't been no shit really that interesting. But in Houston, Texas, this is a very fun fact. Very fun fact. I got this from the Joe Rogan show. Y'all can Google it out there. Don't take nothing that I say as gospel. But there are more tigers in captivity in the state of Texas than all of the wild of the world.
All
Texas.
of the wild
Than
of
all
the
of the
world.
wild. So in nature, there's less tigers than there are in the state of Texas.
Shit.
Because in Texas, they don't
the
have
fuck is
no
going
type
on
of
in
rules
Texas?
when it comes to exotic animals. You can have damn near any type of exotic animal you can afford.
Oh, so niggas just.
Which is where wasn't that where the Tiger King came?
Oh, that's
from?
where that shit was at. It was in
Yeah.
Texas.
That looks, you know what? That looks about right. That's some fucking Texas shit all day. That makes so much sense.
I thought that shit was.
I didn't even watch that shit. That sounds like some Texas
Definitely
shit.
go back and watch it. It's
Yeah,
worth,
no, I
it's
watched
worth
it.
the watch.
I didn't know.
Nah,
I don't know how
that
this
just hit the. That was the. Haven't hit the nail on the head. That's from Texas. That makes
So
sense.
with that fact, did y'all hear about the tiger that got loose over the weekend?
He mauled some people up.
No. The tiger acted like a domesticated cat. It was amazing. So it's a video. Y'all can Google it out there. I might even show it as I'm talking. So the tiger, somebody from across the street, a neighbor, was looking out the window or might have been outside, and they seen a fucking tiger creeping along the
When they
goddamn
want to.
house. You know how like cats
that's
do
how
when
they
they
do.
creeping around.
That's how they do.
And that motherfucker started recording and like, what the fuck? It's a goddamn tiger. But the tiger had a fucking collar on. So a dude, a white man came out with a pistol. You know, like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, he's ready to really protect the neighborhood.
That bitch
Like,
with a shotgun.
you talk about neighborhood watch, he's out here. Like, I'm finna fucking, it's a goddamn tiger.
And this is the whole like.
This is
What's the size? It's a big tiger, obviously.
It's a
like,
fucking
clearly.
tiger, my
Fucking
nigga. Yeah,
big
this is
grown ass tiger.
a tiger
Oh
is
my
in your
God.
neighborhood, rich
I can't
white
even imagine
neighborhood.
seeing a grown ass
So
tiger.
basically, what happens is it's a standoff between the tiger and the white man. The tiger is still creeping slowly across the street like this nigga ain't never been outside before. He was looking around like, what the fuck? So white man is like pistol on the fucking tiger, like ready to kill this bitch. The owner comes out the house like, don't kill him. He's mine. He's mine. He belongs to me.
White guy.
Yes. This motherfucker basically walks up to the tiger.
Of course. He said, it's mine.
Of course,
I
it's
just want to say that.
It's mine.
He walks up to the tiger and hits him on the nose and reprimands him. Like, no, you don't do that. And grabs the tiger by the collar and walks him in the house like you would do your dog. This is a fucking tiger.
Wow. I would have bit the shit out of him.
Texas, man.
Oh,
That's Texas for you.
God.
That's crazy.
That
So, yeah,
is Texas, though.
That's a nice little fun fact. I don't know if any of y'all knew that out there.
That's deep.
And then my people think I'm about to move down there. They trying to get me to move.
I'm thinking about moving to Texas.
I ain't in no rush for it.
I'm not in
I get a
rush,
property down there, but I don't
but
know
I'm
about
definitely
like,
thinking
just
about
staying there
moving
the whole
to
time.
Texas for sure.
That's a different spot right there.
Yeah, that's kind of deep, man. With them fucking, them like tigers just housed in fucking Texas.
Right, so imagine the motherfuckers is holding. Like,
That just reminded me.
Fucking white.
Remember that story? Damn. Remember that story not too long ago? Where a dude in Ohio, Southern Ohio, let all them exotic animals out on his
And he
property
killed himself.
and killed himself. And it was tigers, it was fucking monkeys.
How long
it was,
ago was this? This was recent?
was like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
about
a minute
10
ago.
years or something like that. Maybe not
Bro,
quite.
He
something
let him
like
go
that.
and
Zebra-
killed himself?
Zebras, yeah, he killed himself.
Not zebras.
But
Wait a
before he
minute.
killed himself, he let all his exotic animals
He
free.
let all of them bitches go.
But basically, they had to kill all them exotic animals. That was shit was sad as fuck. It was like fucking gorillas.
Right, because he just literally, like you say, he just let him
People
go.
calling the
Motherfuckers
police like
it's
it's
a
a,
Jumanji shit was really
it's a
happening.
goddamn giraffe in my backyard, nigga.
Jumanji was really having a
Crazy,
motherfucking
dude. That
full
shit-
fledged.
That shit was real.
That was the
That's
wildest,
crazy.
saddest story. Like at the same time, it was like,
I ain't
damn,
never
them
heard that
animals
one
like
though, for real. That's crazy.
You ain't hear that one?
I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah,
didn't hear
I
that.
remember that story.
That story
remember
was
that.
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah,
That story was crazy. Man.
Sounds like it, clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, could you imagine, like, nigga, you going to take your garbage out in the fucking...
Zebra start fucking. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Gorilla,
Fuck a
a
zebra.
silverback nigga just.
Nigga, ain't no zebras here. That's just as exotic. Like, I mean, a gorilla, I'm gonna be more terrified, of course.
All
Like,
that
I'm a
shit is
fucking,
exotic.
like, just to see a goddamn zebra is gonna throw me the fuck off. Like, that's not. I'm gonna be like, nah. I know that's not it.
If I see a gorilla,
Yeah, that is a zebra. I'm not tripping.
it's probably best
Oh.
to just put my pistol on myself.
Hilarious.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to shoot a zebra, man. That's like an
I'm talking
automatic,
about
like,
just the gorilla.
Yeah, like,
send us to hell. That's a
like,
fucking
man, you gonna
angelic
trip.
being right there. You don't.
Yeah,
shoot
you
a
going
fucking
trip
zebra.
if you see a zebra, but nigga,
Don't,
a gorilla.
don't kill it.
A full-grown gorilla?
Nigga,
Nah,
what?
pimp.
Let's get to some more bullshit. Let's get to some more bullshit.
Yeah, yes.
Here's a story that I read. Damn, I'll be capping. I didn't read this shit.
I can't. You know
I
what?
heard it.
Can't stand. I
fucking heard it, man. I gotta be honest, man. That's like this.
Man,
I gotta be
what's up?
honest. I didn't read it. I heard this shit though. So it's a thing going on in the fucking damn, what's that shit? The Disney park, where you know the whole Me Too movement has infiltrated Disney. Y'all heard about the Snow White?
Yeah.
So
No.
so let's
Elaborate for me.
So let me set this up.
I know this.
So apparently,
Bet you do.
they actually had to take the part out of the ride, out of the attraction at the theme park, where Prince Charming kisses Snow White, you know, to bring her back to life.
Yes.
They had to redo it and remove that part of the attraction because the kiss was, she didn't give consent.
Yeah.
So because she didn't give
I
consent,
didn't tell him.
you know, we gotta basically remove that because he Me Too'd her. Prince Charming is a Me Too'er.
Me Too.
He is a Me Too.
Prince
Wasn't
Charming
this
is a Me
before
Too'er.
Me Too?
He was an originator.
Wasn't this before Me Too?
So basically, that's the story, and I would just like to get your
Oh my
opinion on
God.
that.
This is the
I mean, we
dumbest
both
shit
know
ever.
everything's going too
This
far.
is the dumbest
Like,
shit
I
ever.
mean, for the sake of the show.
You don't have to sake the show. This ain't shit.
I feel like that nigga should pay us that shit. I'm gonna have a fucking
That's some straight. That's some bullshit.
Me Too
man.
movement fucking headache. I'm over that shit,
Like, 'cause-
man. Like that shit is some bullshit.
That's what a dude do. Yeah, with a girl, like you.
No, I'm gonna let you go, but let me.
Mm.
No, a dude. That's not what a dude do. That's actually
No,
a part
I'm not
of the
talking
story.
about no. I'm not talking about no Me Too shit.
That's a
Don't
part
get
of
it
the
twisted.
story.
I'm not talking about like a
What
dude
you mean?
don't just me.
Know what
Me
you
Too.
mean.
But I'm saying like you. Okay, if you say it again, because maybe I'm lost, maybe I'm confused, and I don't.
That's a
wanna-
part of the story. Let me reiterate that part. In the story of Snow White, she falls into a deep sleep and she's damn near dead, basically in like a fucking coma. But the only thing that'll bring her back to life is the kiss from Prince Charming.
Okay, right.
So,
Because it wasn't consent. Like
but
you
that's
said.
built into the story, so they basically changing the whole story.
That's the fucking story.
Yep.
That's the story.
Yup.
What the fuck? So if it's
You can't
first of
even
all, that's the story. Hey, I can't
say
even
it
like.
because it's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's just that's why I said it's just some
some
bullshit.
straight up bullshit.
PC going
Man.
wild.
I'm sorry. It's some.
I'm afraid so.
You can try to elaborate. Go ahead, man. But there's nothing to say.
Is there
to
really
that. It's
anything
just-
to elaborate
it's
on that?
not,
I just kinda
because
really
it's
want-
straight up
We
bullshit.
don't have to elaborate
man.
on it because
That
I just
shit
wanted to
is
drop that out.
bullshit.
That was just something that
I
I
don't even
heard.
want to say that because that's some bullshit. Like,
Oh, well, we can move on. We
no
can.
consent. Like, get the
we
fuck
can
out. This is what's
easily-
saving you, motherfucker. All right,
No, if you want to talk, let's go.
go ahead. That shit just
Don't hold your breath.
No, I ain't on my breath. I'm just saying it's stupid. That's really my main thing that I'm saying that it's stupid.
But it's like that's okay. So it's still a girl. Like he didn't fucking rape her. He kissed her.
Literally
That's
a
a part of
kiss.
the story. That's what.
And it's and look, this part. Let me add this part in there. It's called. It's usually the kiss that brings you back to life. Is usually has to do with love, and like you're
Right.
finding your true love.
True love's kiss.
So true love's
That's what I'm saying.
kiss.
That's what a dude
So they're
do.
trying to remove what it really means, which is heterosexual relationships.
Oh my god.
The love between the man and the woman. I'll go there. Look, I don't have to.
special.
I don't have to sake the
He's
show.
right.
This is the J Matt show. I don't give a fuck.
Not special.
So basically, no, it ain't about that. It's about the fact that they're trying to cancel, without saying that they're canceling, heterosexual relationships behind a Me Too movement of non-consent for a dead girl.
That's not bad actually, because I didn't think about it that deep till you just said it, but that makes sense.
Why would you remove that from a love story? It's because if you remove that, you have to remove a lot. Because what happened in Beauty and the Beast? I didn't think we was gonna get on the really into this, but what happened on Beauty and the Beast? Dude was a fucking monster,
Yeah.
cursed.
Yep.
But the only thing that would bring him back to human status was the love of a fucking woman.
Well, they'll probably change that soon.
I was about to
And
say
that's
you're going to
what's
the whole
dangerous.
changing shit. They're just gonna change all
And
that
that's
shit.
what's
That's really all it is.
Yeah, two beasts will bring the beast back.
Ooh. You hear what Q said?
Oh,
Ooh,
man,
that's big.
I can't even get
That's
that
big.
shit like
See,
that
there
shit
you
is
go with that soft ass shit. They got.
Oh, all right. Well, let me transition. Cause I told you I got. Hold on.
Go ahead,
I
go
got.
ahead.
Told you I got a lot of shit to get to. Here's something else I heard as I was riding in my whip. I was listening to D.L. Hewlett because I'm a grown man. I like to listen to. Sometimes I like to listen to that grown man music and that grown man conversation when I be in the car. You can't really find it too many different places. Well, which is why I listen to podcasts. But anyway, I'm listening to D.L. Hewlett, but I don't really fuck with D.L. like
You
that.
told me that numerous times. Go ahead.
I really fuck with him like that.
I don't fuck with him like that.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's told me that numerous times, like so much.
but he talks about some interesting things, and I can basically, that's just like that's how I am. I can disagree with people and still entertain conversation and
Right.
all that type of shit. So he said something to the effect that he was reading a story, or he heard some rumblings in the news that slavery was being considered to be removed from schools or a particular school.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to basically teach American slavery because white children were becoming increasingly uncomfortable.
This is where
That I don't recall where, everybody can do their Googles. Like I said, you ain't
I
got to
wonder if
take
it
what I
was
say.
talking about in
as
the
gospel.
Carolinas. No,
But-
I must when he was talking about some stuff.
They don't want to talk about the truth. But it's
Talk about right
ain't
now.
it funny how they want to protect the feelings of white folks?
But that's been going on for a while though. I feel like they're trying to keep that going.
It's
That's
been
been
going
going
on for so long.
Right.
It was happening even when we were in school. which is
Exactly. What did
20
we learned
plus
bullshit.
years ago? So it's been going on.
Now,
Yeah.
I will little push back a little bit because in elementary school, I don't recall any of that. In elementary school, honestly, I remember learning a great deal about Black history.
Well, so
I really do.
That's
I ain't
good.
gonna
That's
hold
good.
you.
No.
That's
So
good.
okay, so
I know.
obviously they don't want to talk about any of it, right? Well, what we pretty much learned during our years was like civil rights movement. They touched on some slavery.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
our form of slavery was roots. Like remember in 8th grade they showed us
Definitely
roots.
was damn rude.
That's all we knew of. That was it.
Definitely.
Like, and then it was
name
like
is
fast
Toby.
Remember I
forward.
told y'all they made us
Toby.
watch Eyes on the Prize.
Nigga ass not on it. Right.
Like then fast
That was
forward,
like my
it was
first
like from
introduction.
slavery, then civil rights movement, Martin Luther King.
Right.
They may have touched on Malcolm a little bit. Maybe
Ooh,
may
may
have
like-
talked to-
Maybe.
Malcolm
Yeah,
definitely was.
I think I heard more Marcus Garvey than Malcolm.
Well,
And
not
that's
in
even
school.
major.
In school,
I don't even. I
I don't
didn't even
remember
learn about
Marcus
Garvey.
Garvey.
I
Not
definitely
in
didn't learn
school.
about Garvey. in
Maybe
school.
I'm
you
like
got some fly ass.
maybe
shit,
I'm
bro,
just
like, for real.
thinking
I didn't get none of that.
incorrectly. I could be wrong.
well, we went to the same school. They wasn't talking about Marcus
Yeah.
Garvey at our school.
I knew. What's crazy is I knew Christopher Columbus.
Oh, we all
Yeah.
know Christopher.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah,
they
they-
went heavy with that one
Yeah, they
to
going
make sure that he
they
was
going-
the one.
they going to go heavy.
Instill that like he's the
Yeah.
one.
They gonna talk about him. He's probably never gonna lead the history books and shit like that. Like he'll forever remain.
Let me pose this question for y'all. When it comes to that story, right, and them feeling the need to protect the feelings and emotions of white children, what come to mind when it come to like hypocrisies? What type of hypocrisies come to mind overall when it comes to like? Because that's basically saying, because we don't know where this was at. I didn't say that like it was reported like it's in a county or in a specific city. But this might be one very particular school where they like, you know what? Nah, we're just not going to do this anymore because our children and their parents.
No.
Because fuck what the kids say. They got to take like surveys from the parents. So parents is basically voting not to teach this shit. If they could do that shit for a very selected school and like have that much authority, what type of shit what comes to mind where it's like, damn, we don't even be asking for that much. But y'all, it's like, you know what I'm saying? We just
Well, 'cause
asking for a little piece of something. Y'all just,
But they set up they set up good though. It don't even matter. They don't have to. Like you said, we just want something simple. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to ask for it. But when you got the complexion for the connection, you in there. That's really the best way I can tell it. So we don't have that connection. We not learning things that they're learning like early.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Off top, like
their curriculum is completely different.
Right, but they're good though off top.
So it's like, but we could go to the meetings. I don't know what they call it, like PTA meetings or what. I don't know. Whatever means where it's like where they decide what the curriculum is going to be or voting on like materials.
I get what you said. Now even with that, my peoples are very heavy into like the schools, like the actual inner city schools. Like they should be changing that up, but people have to push for that curriculum, like you saying, like trying to learn, like switch it up because they don't care if you don't get parents telling them like we don't.
So we got to show up. Man.
Yeah, that's really what it is. You got to start taking over your schools and type shit like, and that's not easy. Don't get me. Right. That's definitely not easy.
It goes deeper than showing up. Okay, so I would say this: you ain't gonna show up to my house and tell me what to do in my house, cause. You know what I'm saying? Like you could show up to those PTA meetings and stuff like that, but we've been knowing for a long time that okay, this is what this shit that happens when you send your kids to an enemy school. They can teach and talk about what the fuck they want in their school.
Right, but then look at the parents that's in that situation. They won't even. The parents are just happy they going to school. Parents don't really care, almost really don't care.
That's a problem,
what they learning.
Though, bro.
Exactly, though, but what are they worrying about, though? What are the parents worrying about? Them niggas trying to survive, they're trying to work, they're trying to make sure that they can go to work within this time frame for their kids to go to school. If you learn some shit, make sure you keep learning whatever it is. If you're in a situation where you don't really have to, money is not an issue. Money is always an issue with black people. White folks don't really have to worry about that shit. So if you don't really have to worry about money, it gives you different issues, but it gives you different issues that we don't even know about. Because we too worried about getting to the money. You got to worry about getting to the money. That's the main thing. Shit, when our kids get out of school, shit, we might need them niggas to go to the babysitter. Like, we got to literally
find a program.
Right.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
So that's true. So we got to find it. Because there's so many, like it's charter schools out here. Like it's charter schools that's available where... I don't know the curriculum that's taught.
But they'll give you. You saying like they'll give you the game and shit.
Like any type of stats on charter schools and how to.
Aren't those like? But see, those be like privately invested type schools where you you pay that money for. If you can get, I don't want to sound crazy, but if the inner city schools was actually, and it's mainly black people of color, if you got the curriculum different and you actually teaching these niggas some shit, it would definitely change how we are. But
that's where more of us have to like really come into play. Well, first of all, obviously it starts at home first and foremost, right?
I'm with you.
But outside of the home, if you are sending your child off to school, it's got to start because it's like a drought on black male teachers in America. It's not really many of us. It's more women. It's more women in a lot of different.
Teachers don't make no money though.
Well, regardless,
niggas don't be like, I'm about to be a teacher unless you literally just love kids.
That's for the love. That's for the love.
Yeah, that's different too.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's different too.
In our society.
Because are you trying to work and just get a check, or are you doing this because this is what you want to do and you want to make a difference? Yeah. That's two different things.
Yeah, but I agree with what Jermaine would say because that is good. Like we said, the village.
Yeah.
It's what people put their value into. If more, it's sad to say that most black men value money.
Yeah.
And aspiring to get money as opposed to what's actually valuable, which is pouring into your kids, pouring into your community, pouring into your wife, your family. Because that's what the legend, that's what your legacy is. And it's about, like I said, I go back to what I was telling about Jacob. It's like, pouring into that type of stuff, pouring into your kids, but it's really hard to find those type of people that value real meaningful things as opposed to monetary shit and what allows you to get monetary shit, which is money. It's just really hard. Those individuals are rare, and they're literally special people. They're more special than the athletes. Unfortunately, we just value
the athletes,
different things based on the system that we under, which is
I'm about to say right though, because
white supremacy.
But
white
think about
supremacy.
it,
they're up.
Like think about it like this: like you got like a LeBron James, for example, And then you got like a black kid that's a fucking scientist. Like this nigga know how to build shit, know how to fly shit and all of that. Like
he the one.
But that like let Brian walk into a party versus this nigga over here. Like this nigga gonna be like way down here.
But had you walked in, but had those two individuals walked into a room 300 years ago, 300 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, that scientist guy is going to be the most valuable person in the room.
Right.
And that's what it go back to is that village and how we just under a different system of belief where that value is placed on the bullshit, which is why we as black men aspire to get the bullshit and why the women like the niggas that's attracted to the bullshit. Yeah. It's really a sad thing. Like we ain't even got enough time to go into all that type of shit, but it's really, to me, the way I look at it is like an overview of like what the fuck we living in, man. It's like we don't value the right shit.
Well, so it kind of goes back to what we was talking about a little while ago with, you know, like what you saying now, like you got to teach your daughter. You know, you kind of like, shit, she got a boyfriend now. Now I got to pour this stuff into her, you know what I'm saying? So she'll understand because it's actually happening now. Well, we got to take the same approach, really, like whether we want to or not. We got to take the same approach with the boys and just as black men, because obviously with stuff like this going on in the school where they trying to pull back our history and or not even talk about it at all. Nah, we not gonna say. At least for me in mind, you know, I'm not gonna act like this stuff didn't exist,
right?
Because we built this country. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna drag it out. We can go a whole lot deeper.
No, that's real shit, and that's what the show is about, man. We don't hold back on the real shit. Well, we gotta speak on it, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it goes far deeper. They don't want to talk about it. They on their way out the door. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they, you know, pulling these little desperate acts that they doing. So it's getting deep right now. So which is why we gotta kind of come together, just as a community. I ain't just talking about like men, but the women too. We got to come together as a community to start kind of to teaching each other. You know what I'm saying? Or our children. I'm sorry.
I feel like we coming. I feel like we making strides. I really do. I feel like we making strides because of the avenues that we have to reach more people. I feel like we are making strides, even though, like they say, man, the devil is alive, the devil is busy. Like the counter to the productivity is always going to be there. Like I said, I always like to speak on that balance, man. So it's automatic. It goes to where you placing that energy, where you placing your focus. What you focus on expands, and what you focus on becomes your reality. Mm-hmm. So if you decide to focus on that negative, then that's what you're going to pour into. Mm-hmm. Now at that point, you just become the ops, because I'm on the light side of things. I'm on that good energy side of things, and that's what I gravitate to. So that's what I want to pour into, and that's what we doing on the J Matt show. Is like we showing that other side of the ops. So it's like it's all a decision though. It's all a decision. All of us here could literally decide to pour into the negative aspects of ourselves and go full throttle at that shit. But that's not the decision niggas make. Instead, niggas decide to be responsible. And niggas is taking care of themselves, they wives, and they fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally examples of that shit all around. It's really just a matter of what you focusing on.
What you on? That's what it's funny because I was actually.
You look like you got a lot. You look like you got something to say,
today
man.
That's why I don't feel sorry for no niggas, man. Like on some real shit. Like so just earlier this afternoon, I was talking to my cousin on the phone. We was FaceTiming and shit like that, and we was just talking about a bunch of different stuff. But like, we all responsible for, like, okay, you can be on some bullshit, you can be on some bad shit, like you can be breaking into houses and shit like that, right? And so you tell me, like, I'm your man, like I fuck with you, we best friends, right?
Right.
And you like, look, man, I'm about to go and
hit this lick.
Yeah, and
tell you what it is.
And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm going with you.
Happens a lot.
Let's get it there.
Like,
let's get it, because you like that lick sounds sweet.
He didn't tell me like, oh yeah, nigga, come on, you coming with me, let's go do this shit. Like, I made that decision to go do that. Right. And if I get jammed up, then it's like, damn, you got a lot of niggas that'll be like, man, nah, man, fuck what that nigga Regis talking about, man. I don't fuck with that nigga no more, man. That nigga the reason I got 7 years, man, for that bullshit, man.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
Like,
shit.
no,
That's real
motherfucker,
shit.
you ain't the fucking reason that you got 7 years, because you could have been like, no, I'm not going with you, bro.
That goes in what you're saying, like just accepting.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't. I'm not
gonna.
gonna feel sorry for that. I'm sorry. Like, and then I mean, or other niggas try to fit in with niggas and shit like that, or I want to do what they do, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's too many other examples, because it's like, okay, I could choose that, but then there's some guys over here that's doing real well for themselves on the positive side, displaying good energy and stuff like that. Niggas that's really, getting it done on the legal side. You can go follow that just as well. You know what I'm saying? So I look at both sides like, look, nigga, you ain't have to choose that.
No,
you could have went that way too.
A lot of niggas,
Go ahead.
A lot of niggas want a lot of niggas.
See what I did there?
A lot of niggas want that fast quarter versus that slow nigga. If a nigga who down and they see a nigga who up, they want what you got fast. They don't see, niggas say that shit all the time. Niggas want the end results, but they don't want the process. You know what I mean? So, and this even go back to what you were saying about the money shit. Like, that's all we worry about is money, though, is finances. Can you imagine if we didn't have to worry about money? If money was no issue to you, or to you right now. If all of us was up right now, our shit, it would be different shit we'd be talking about. We wouldn't even be drinking this type of shit. It's a whole nother different level. But the fact that niggas have to worry about money so much, our mental is definitely going to be different from everybody else who's up. When money is not an issue. Money is major to black people, is all I'm saying. Like, we grind, my nigga. Like, this is what we have to do.
It's major.
It's definitely major. So money is a major issue. If it's not a major issue to us, I feel it definitely will change our dynamics. It's not going to change because money is too much of an issue for us. If you get in a position where money is not an issue, then you can make some shit happen. How many niggas do you know right now where you can be like, go holler at my dude, you can get a job? You don't know no niggas who can put you on with a job. A nigga tell you about a job, you got to go work at this white man spot. There are no niggas to put a nigga on with a job. As long as money is a major issue to us, our mental is going to be different and we're going to see shit different.
It's going to always be an issue. However, I'm just simply saying, like, okay, I break it down like this. Okay, let's say 7 years, because I use as an example.
7 is a good number.
Jail time. So, okay, you'll get 7 years in prison for going to hit some quick shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you look back on it, you like, damn, nigga, I could have just been working at fucking Wendy's. At least I would have been outside. Like, I still would have been around my family making some money. Right. In my mind, or because you just never know what you'll come across just being around people. It could have elevated you to another position somewhere else to make more money and that kind of thing. There's no way that if we just looked at the bullshit that we would get ourselves into versus where we could be in that same time, I'm just gonna not feel sorry for a motherfucker going to chase something fast. However, I don't knock nobody's hustle.
Can I just
either? I'm just saying, like, it's just
what you guys say. Say it,
bro. That's real shit. You just said.
That
is such a smart mental though. But think about niggas who broke though and not even thinking like that.
I hear that though.
That's why I say with that fast again, nigga, like niggas don't think like that because niggas are broke.
Hold on.
That's all I'm saying. Nigga,
jump in
fast.
Only thing I gotta say is, like, I think it's all about your mental and if you are willing to wait.
And niggas ain't.
Yeah, because honestly, like, being broke and being down, that's not really. I'm not trying to say it's not that bad, but it's just all
nigga,
about
yes it is.
If you know you're gonna lose this shit now, and that's cool. And sometimes that's what happens. You lose all your shit, but like, are you gonna lose all your shit and bounce back and learn how to do shit differently, or even learn how to improve, or are you gonna keep fucking around?
I like how you said that because, like I said, I think that goes back to, and we gonna go to break because I gotta take a piss. That goes back to what I said to kind of frame it up, which is what you focus on expands.
Yeah.
The only person that's gonna bounce back is the type of person that's focused on the glass being half full. So what you focus on expands, man, and by expanding and focusing on that shit, you gonna bounce back. Otherwise, you gonna fucking stay at the bottom. That's why I say I don't really try to focus on the masses of people that's not gonna basically reach that level either money, finances, or that level of enlightenment where they understand like niggas really being that positive energy, bro. Like most people just don't understand that it just comes down to that.
Niggas want that money.
Yeah, niggas
always
be
gonna
hungry.
want
Niggas
They
be
want that
hungry. I'm
money.
hungry right now. You know what I'm
Niggas
saying?
gonna
But I'm
want
just
that
saying.
But you look at money different from your average though. Which
Yeah,
makes sense,
I
though.
do,
That's
but
why you.
but like
at
so
where you at.
so no.
That
Which
makes
is
I don't
sense.
know. Hold
It's
on.
always gonna
That
be
makes sense.
some that
Listen,
don't.
Think
Some
about a
that
nigga
do.
who
Some that
don't
don't.
understand bread.
No,
It's
it's
like-
not about me understanding money. It's me understanding that I'm not going to risk my freedom. I'm not going to risk 7 years or more or less of my actual time that I could be spending getting some money or trying to get some money, trying to put something together.
Listen, I
Versus
agree.
me going out trying to
disagree.
get going to hit a bank some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just I'm gonna go to jail and waste time. I'm gonna be set back. I feel like I'm setting
niggas
myself
don't
back.
care.
Both of y'all are we
I
all
feel
in
what he's saying.
agreement.
No, yeah, I'm not
Because
disagreeing with
we
it.
all
I'm saying
saying that
yeah,
we
it's just
need
different.
money. We need to utilize what we're given in this system to prosper and be successful. We have
Right.
to utilize
Yes.
what we have as
A lot of
currency.
niggas they got different mentals on it.
And
That's all.
exactly, when you
That's
like
all.
this, you say it a lot. It's levels.
It's definitely
Some
levels.
people just stay at one level,
Right.
and some people aspire to get to the next
Yeah,
level.
it's definitely levels, man.
But all you can do and all we can do is I'm saying before we go to break because I got to piss like a motherfucker.
You
like I
keep
said
saying that
before.
though. Let this man take this bathroom break.
Before we go to break, though,
That's it.
It's we just
Yeah.
can't. All we can do is be the. To me, it's about being the example. I try to lead by
Hell
example.
yeah, I'm with that.
The best thing I can do, besides saying what I say on this fucking show, that fucking 25, 30 people listen to every week,
They
is
listening though.
is leading by example. So literally, me doing the show every week is more powerful than whatever the fuck I say on the show, in my view. So me doing it and showing somebody else, because it's probably more people watching this shit that's gonna be more successful than me than I'm gonna be, but I don't give a fuck. It's about showing, being a fucking example,
Yeah.
and making duplicates of the nigga Jay
Hey.
man. Hey, we finna go to commercial. Hey, look.
That's niggas.
So look, this week, man, we got a commercial from the homie Rod, Pretty Boy Cuts,
Hey,
my nigga Jig, Scotty. Listen, man, we out here.
another nigga Scott.
Tune in, tap in, jump in, like we say, man. It's a J-Man show. We'll be back in a minute, man.
Holla at my nigga Dutch though for the do say, man. That's what's up.
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all.
223, 100 round drum. You know my niggas be big poppin'. Pull up in Bentley, Balenci the slides, but you know the team never flip floppin'. Stick to the code, can't be by no hoes. This nigga mad cause his bitch watchin'. He bought a rollie and ran to the gram. It's funny cause his shit be TikTokin'. Break down the bill, buzz on the boat. We zip him up like Giuseppe. She told me she pray that the money don't change me. Bitch, I was rich when you met me. Bitches be mad when you get in your bag. She like me better when I used to sweat her. Got on my ass, turned up my swag, and then when I step into Givenchy, my sweater. You cuffin' thotties, you know better. She gave me talk cause it throw better. VVS diamonds covered in Fiji. She ride away cause the stones wetter. My niggas liver than Coachella. My bitch is colder than Tintillis. She wanna fuck on the breadwinner. Got this shit out the mud like a four-wheeler.
I am rich, so you knew better. If you really didn't know, you would do better. Cause I got them hoes, you have to flex on them lanes like I'm Brock Lesnar. Hey, I don't flex for the grind, bitch, you knew better. Be-Lone on my shirt, I'm a big stepper. 29 for the P, I could do better. And I done shit back, nigga, no effort. Yeah.
Rats can't fit in these skinny ass jeans, I'm still gon' stuff. Mouth full of gold with some VVS stones, I'm still gon' bust. Know these thigh hoes, then fuck the whole team, y'all still gon' cuff. Niggas still cuff. Been fucking with the plugs since 2013, I still don't trust. I got these diamonds from Sid. I put that bag on your head. I fucked your bitch on the living room floor, but I still made her make up the bed. These niggas making a lot by the trap. Marley, he really went fed. These rap niggas say that they robbing the plug. How come ain't nobody dead? I put my my dick in her head. She say I'm sick in the head. Call my lean man to come fill my prescription. Now the boy sipping on meds. I took a trip to Dubai with your lady. Made her devour my babies. Did the whole dance in the 488. She say I'm driving her crazy. I'm trying to count up blue women.
My dude J-Mac came through for us, man. Street doing a book sign for my pop. And we just trying to do everything for the neighborhood, man. We trying to make this #1 shop in Cleveland, man. Pretty boy cut. Cleveland Heights.
All of my niggas be stunning for seasons. He only show up for summer.